Every morning, millions of us start our day with a cup of coffee. It's so ingrained in our lives that we hardly stop to think about it. It's like brushing your teeth, checking your phone, or ignoring the check engine light. But what if I told you that the simple act of brewing coffee connects you to centuries of history, culture, and innovation? From the highlands of Ethiopia to the bustling streets of New York City. Coffee has been everywhere, met everyone, and probably has a cooler passport than you or I will ever have. It's not just a drink, it's a global story that's still being written today. As you take that first sip, you're participating in a tradition that's as ancient as it is diverse. Coffee is a bridge between cultures, a catalyst for conversation, and let's be honest, a lifeline for parents of young children. Yes. But how much do we really know about this beloved beverage? Where does it come from? How did it become the thing we rely on to function before 10 a.m.? And more importantly, why does it cost so much when we're just trying to survive Monday? For those of you who don't know, my name is Jonathan Echeverry. I'm a fifth-generation Colombian coffee grower. I'm one of the owners of Paper Plane Coffee Company and a person who has spent way too much time explaining the difference between a cappuccino and a flat white. Working in specialty coffee has given me a front row seat to the amazing and sometimes ridiculous world of coffee. So today, let's take a journey. Let's dive into the history, the culture, and the science of coffee to uncover what makes it so special. And yes, we're doing this before I've had my third cup of the day, so buckle up. Now, before we get lost in the romance of coffee, let's talk numbers, because numbers make everything feel important. The coffee industry is enormous, like second only to oil enormous. That's right, coffee is the second most traded commodity in the world, worth over $100 billion annually. In the US alone, 150 million coffee drinkers knock back over 140 billion cups each year. That's enough coffee to fill 22 Olympic-sized swimming pools every single day. And yet, somehow, I still run out by 3 p.m. But what exactly is coffee? Is it just roasted beans? Is it magic? Is it an excuse to avoid conversations until you're caffeinated? Yes, yes, and yes. But more specifically, coffee is a beverage made from the seeds of certain Coffea species, with 2 reigning champions, Arabica and Robusta. These beans go through an absurdly complicated journey from seed to cup. And here's where it gets fun. The flavor in your cup, they're influenced by everything: location, climate, soil, processing, roasting, brewing, the alignments of the planets. Okay, maybe not the last one, but you get the point. Let's get nerdy for a second. Coffee beans contain over 1,000 chemical compounds, and those compounds are responsible for the flavors and aromas we love. When you roast the beans, a bunch of sciencey things happen. One of the most important is the Maillard reaction. It's what gives roasted coffee its rich brown color and deep, complex flavors. It's also the same reaction that makes a steak delicious or gives bread that perfect golden crust. In other words, coffee is basically the culinary equivalent of a glow-up. But coffee isn't just science, it's culture. Every country, every region, every family has its own way of preparing and enjoying coffee. In Ethiopia, where coffee's story began, the traditional coffee ceremony is a thing of beauty. Freshly roasted beans are ground by hand, brewed slowly over hot coals, and served in tiny cups. It's not just about the drink, it's about hospitality, community, and taking the time to connect. Meanwhile, in Italy, coffee culture is all about speed. Espresso is consumed quickly, standing at the bar no less, and it's a tiny, powerful reminder that life doesn't wait for anyone. Then there's Japan, where coffee is brewed with such precision it feels like performance art. You'll find slow pour-overs, siphon brewing, and a meticulous attention to detail that makes my attempts at French press look like a crime against humanity. But let's not get too dreamy about it, because coffee isn't all sunshine and unicorns. Producing coffee is hard, like really hard. It's resource intensive and comes with challenges like deforestation, climate change, and labor issues. And here's where we, the consumers, come in. We've started demanding more sustainably sourced and ethically produced coffee. And organizations like Fair Trade and Rainforest Alliance are working to make that happen. But sustainability isn't just a buzzword. It's essential if we want coffee to remain a part of our lives. Speaking of sustainability, let's talk about the plants themselves. Coffee has over 100 species, but only 2 really matter in your cup: Arabica and Robusta. Arabica is the delicate one, like a diva who needs everything just right. It's grown at higher altitudes, has more nuanced flavors, and makes up about 60% of the world's coffee. Robusta, on the other hand, is the tank of the coffee world. It's grown at lower altitudes, has a stronger, more bitter taste, and is packed with caffeine. It's the kind of coffee that slaps you in the face and says, "Wake up, we've got work to do!" Within Arabica and Robusta, there are varietals, subtypes with unique characteristics. Think of them like apples. A Granny Smith and a Fuji are both apples, but they taste wildly different. Similarly, Arabica varietals like Typica, Bourbon, and Geisha bring distinct flavors to the table, influenced by where and how they're grown. For example, Geisha, a varietal that originated in Ethiopia but gained fame in Panama, has floral and tea-like qualities that make coffee nerds lose their minds. And yes, I say that lovingly as a coffee nerd who has absolutely lost his mind over Geisha. But why do we mostly stick to Arabica and Robusta? It's about balance. Arabica gives us flavor, Robusta gives us practicality. Together, they dominate the coffee world. But as climate change makes farming harder, scientists are exploring lesser-known species to diversify and protect the future of coffee. Because, let's be honest, nobody wants to live in a world without coffee. I don't. And this brings me back to why coffee matters so much to me. As a 5th-generation Colombian coffee grower, I grew up with coffee. It's not just something to drink, it's a part of our identity, our economy, and our culture. I started Paper Plane Coffee Company to share that story, to share that connection with the world, to show people that coffee isn't just a drink, it's history, culture, science, and art in every cup. So there you have it. Coffee isn't just a drink, it's a global adventure, a science experiment, and sometimes a logistical nightmare. It's the reason we get out of bed, the fuel behind first dates, deadlines, and awkward office small talk. Coffee isn't just what's in your cup, it's everything that brought it there. And honestly, what else can you say about something that's been keeping us caffeinated and mildly functional for centuries? Except, of course, I'll take another. I'm Jonathan Echeverry, and this was Curious Coffee.